dolls, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be working with this gorgeous number 27 hair. This is going to be my first time doing this gorgeous, nice, almost like strawberry blonde color. Again, it is a number 27 and this hair was sent to me by the company Westkiss. Now I'm going to be dyeing this hair a color. Vote in the comment section if I should do it a red color or if I should do like a fall kind of orange cinnamon kind of color. Let me know what you guys think. But today I'm going to be trying this color for sides. I just want to see what I'm going to look like. This is definitely a fall appropriate kind of blonde color. Again, the knots on this one are pretty much bleached. You can kind of see in there are a few knots that are a little bit dark, but ultimately you don't have to bleach your knots with this color. Now look what I found. I found this at my local beauty supply store and it is a blonde wig cap. So two things that you need when you're making a wig for blonde hair is some blonde thread and a blonde wig cap. Now obviously this is optional. I've definitely made wigs with just regular black, but this is just an extra touch to make sure that your wig is super flawless and flush all the way through. So the brand of this wig cap is pretty much the brand that I use for all of mine. Usually I use a black mesh or a black spandex. This is a blonde mesh and I'll have it linked down below. Also, again, I'm using the blonde thread that from the beauty supply store. Nothing special. I'll also have that linked down below. So we're going to start off by applying the frontal to the very front of the wig cap. So you kind of push it to meet up with the front of the wig cap and then just like slide it right in front so that like where the hair starts it goes up maybe like a 1/4 inch. You don't want it to line up perfectly, but you don't want it too far up. And I'm going to just go ahead and use T-pins to secure it all the way around. So normally I'll use about 6 T-pins. And this is how I buy mine. I purchased this maybe about a year ago, almost 2 years ago, and I still have tons and tons. It's probably like 100 pack. So I have that link down below because this is kind of like a way to get a bunch so you'll never ever have to buy another set. Now this piece here, that darker tan color piece is what we call, or I call, a ribbon. Now I want that ribbon to line up to the very end of the cap, basically to meet at the very end, and I secure it with the T-pin. That way when I sew the frontal down to the cap, I don't have to worry about it moving or having to hold it down with my hands. It just lays exactly where I want to sew it to. And everything is going to be neat and flush and I don't have to worry about making any mistakes. So I went ahead and sewed the wig down, the frontal down like normal. And when you're done, you kind of want to have this M shape. I know I say this like a broken record, but you guys ask me all the time. I've definitely made wigs where I laid the frontal down and it just didn't feel right, so I unsewed it before I started applying the tracks and redid it. So if you don't feel like it's right, kind of put it on your wig, like take it off of the mannequin head and put it on your head and just see how it fits and feels before you start to apply the tracks. Okay, so my bad. I thought I went ahead and sewed it off camera, but I think I did show you guys just a little bit of how I get started. You guys like to see the step-by-step, and sometimes I kind of skip ahead just because I feel like it's self-explanatory. So I kind of did show you guys. I just did a regular sewing. I didn't do anything special. I went all the way across, and when I got to the other end, I went ahead and cut the extra thread so that the needle was off. I tied it up about 3 times and then I cut it down so that the thread wasn't hanging super long. Now it's time to apply our bundles. Again, I do have 4 bundles. The lengths are 18, 20, 22, 22. I am going to use 2 bundles, pretty much the 222 bundles, and about half or a 1/4 of the 20-inch bundle, and I did not use the 18-inch bundle at all. So these tracks were super full and it allowed me to make the wig. The wig came out really full. I didn't space the tracks out too much and still I had a bundle, almost 2 bundles left. So as normal, I am using the hot glue gun method. I just personally find, because I do switch my wigs out very often and I usually don't have enough time during the day to kind of sew the tracks because I'm so busy throughout the day, that it's just easier to make a hot glue gun wig. Like once the frontal is sewn down, the process of actually laying the tracks usually takes me about 30 minutes uninterrupted, or up to an hour, like if I'm, stopping, or if I have the kids with me. So this is just the most convenient way to get things done for me personally. But as always, the best way to make a wig is to go ahead and to sew your tracks down. That way you don't have to worry about them coming up. You can dye, you can do whatever you want. I will be dyeing this wig. Again, I want you guys to let me know, should I do a red or should I do an orange? And I will be dyeing the wig with the tracks hot glued down. And I can guarantee you when I show you in the next video how it comes out, the tracks will still be intact. So at this point, I kind of just wanted to do the rest off camera, and I kind of showed you a guide of what I'm doing. I'm literally just following this same direction all the way until the top. Once you get to the top and there's like a tight U, you want to just go ahead and apply the tracks going straight across until you get to the front. Try to be a little bit more neat with the glue when you get to the front, because whatever's going to show in between the tracks, you kind of don't want that to be like glue, so that when the wind blows and your hair turns, you can kind of see a big chunk of glue. Because again, this is glue, so you got to be as neat and discreet at the top. But as far as like the back goes, like right here, nobody won't see like these tracks, if that makes any sense. So here we are at the top, and we are done. Looks super neat. There is a little bit of glue that I have to go ahead and pull off, but I'll do that later. After I'm done, I just like to give the hair a good brush, because we cut all of our tracks. It is going to shed, so you want to kind of pull most of that out. And then I kind of just put it in a ponytail, pretty much a loose ponytail, just to kind of give it a style and envision what it's going to look like. But of course, a very important step, you definitely have to cut that cap underneath the lace out. Again, we did go ahead and apply and sew down the lace on top of a wig cap, so you have to take that part out, because when you see it in person, you'll just know. But whenever you cut that part out, you automatically have a built-in elastic band. So you just cut off the excess mesh, and just keep the elastic portion, and just clean it up so it's like a nice neat piece of elastic. Kind of measure it. Normally, because this is a wig that you've made for you, that elastic ironically would be almost perfectly the amount that you need. A lot of times I'll take off about half an inch to an inch to make it a little bit tighter. In this case, I would say that I probably did take off about a half an inch, and I'm pretty much just sewing it down, lining it up with the remainder of the elastic that's still on the wig. And that's kind of the guide of how I do it. And then when I flip the wig inside out and put it on, it usually works perfect. So basically, to recap, you just cut this piece out, cut off the excess mesh or spandex around it so that it's a nice, clean piece. And then this is what the wig is going to look like after. And then you sew it, and you sew it pretty much to go against the elastic that's already there. But kind of put the wig on and kind of use markers to figure out what works for you, because what works for me as far as applying my elastic may not work for you. So really cool, whenever you make a high ponytail, I always find that just taking a small piece of the hair from the ponytail and just wrapping it around that elastic is just going to make it look so much better. This is still like a loose, messy ponytail. It's definitely unstyled, but just by adding that little touch made it look like I actually did something when really I didn't. So at this point, I just went ahead and started the process of customizing the frontal. I just went ahead and separated the amount of hair that I'm going to use for baby hair, wet it down, and trimmed it to a nice baby hair length, even trimmed down the sideburns. I just find that sometimes, like if I'm not ready to put the wig on, it's easy sometimes to just go ahead and customize the wig as much as you can with it off of your head, so that once you put it on, you don't have to do a million steps with it on. Obviously, at the same time, I do find that it is easiest for me to customize a wig on my head, just because I can see what I'm doing and get the vision a little bit better. But again, if you're going to be stopping and taking breaks, it is easy to do as much as you can off of your head. Now this is where we're at. You can see a little bit of a close-up of the hairline. It's definitely dense. It's almost like you really can't tell unless you put it on, because the hair or the knots on the roots are light. But I'm going to go ahead and remove that excess elastic, or not elastic, the excess lace. I'm so sorry. And then I almost want to bald the hairline. Because this is an unnatural color for me, I don't want it to be thick and Barbie doll hair. So I kind of went in super duper duper duper, pretty much a lot. And I just thinned it out a ton. And I'm going to just go ahead and swoop the baby hair using my edge booster. Everything that I use is listed and linked in the description bar if you guys want to purchase or just check it out and see what it's all about. And now at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and swoop the baby hair. Now, whenever I do my baby hair on camera, it's almost never exactly the same when I'm completely done, because this is kind of just a step where I kind of train the baby hair to go in the direction and add the product. And then, of course, I have to like do my makeup. It's going to set. Sometimes I'll put on a scarf. And by the time I do all of that, the baby hair is a little bit better because it's trained. So after I did trained the baby hair a little bit, I went ahead and added my freeze spray. Pretty much this is like my go-to method to go ahead and make the lace fit or look a little bit more flawless. And this kind of is the point where I was kind of getting discouraged because I kind of feel like it's not looking more natural like normally it would. So I kind of have to kind of take a break, take a step back, and kind of look at what I can change about this process. Biggest flaw in this situation is the powder. The powder is definitely orange. It's much better than my L'Oreal powder, but still way too orange for it to look like scalp or skin. But as you guys can see, on the right side, it goes behind my ear. On this side, it goes in front of my ear because I did not customize the lace to the length of my head. So it kind of looks more like a throw-on wig from the beauty supply store. So I'm going to customize it by just cutting a little slit around the sideburns and then cutting the remainder going backwards behind my ear. So basically that the wig will go perfectly around my ear. And on each side I cut off maybe about ½ inch of lace, and now it fits perfect. Another thing, I do have very thick sideburns these days because I just don't trim them like I used to. I'm tempted to start back trimming them just for the sake of, looks like this. But you can kind of see through there that my sideburns are black. So I'm going to just take Got2b glue gel, the yellow one, and kind of just slick those down going the opposite direction. I also added a little bit of freeze spray. I let that get super tacky, and then I went ahead and applied the lace to that area. It's definitely not going to hold down like the remainder of the frontal just because there is hair there, and when there's hair it makes it harder for it to stick. But this hair looks gorgeous. Again, the only flaw is that I'm still struggling to get the powder correct, but I promise you guys I'm going to get that correct super soon. Maybe I'll go back to that Morphe palette that I used to use. Just whatever I've been using has not been working for me like I want it to. But at this point, I'm just kind of re-slicking the baby hair. My plan was to wear this wig down and just the center part, but I kind of wasn't feeling it, and I think it was more so the color of the parting that just didn't sit well with me. But you can kind of see what it would have looked like. Okay, so we are pretty much done. The purpose of this video was, number one, I wanted to see what I would look like with the strawberry blonde hair, and number two, I had to make the wig because I really want to turn this wig red. Now let me know what you guys think and give me your honest opinions. Should I turn this wig red, or should I do an orange cinnamon like fall kind of color? Maybe I should do like a fall kind of color because I think that might compliment it even more. And that doorbell is my pizza, so I gotta hurry up because I gotta eat. Anyways, you guys see, I just went ahead and made the wig with the hot glue gun method. Really wanted to show you guys some good tips and tricks on how to make a wig when you're using blonde hair. I was sent over 4 bundles and a frontal. I used 2 and maybe like a quarter of a bundle. This is the 3rd bundle. I do have the lengths listed in the description bar. This is the 3rd bundle, and as you can see, I have tons. So I use maybe like 1 or 2 tracks at the very top. That's why I say like a quarter of the bundle, not even that. And it's nice and full. Now, that's pretty much it. I don't want to make this a super long video for no reason. Again, let me know what color you guys are interested in seeing this hair transform to. I did my best with the baby hair. Also, I would prefer a brown powder. That's one thing I have to work on when it comes to my blondes, is making sure I have a powder that is more skin light. It's been super hard. I think I'm going to have to go lighter than my skin tone, because I don't want to go lighter than my skin tone, but every powder that matches my skin always is red. I did use the Maybelline Fit Me powder, and this is, I think, the darkest shade, 360 Cocoa, which is the one that pretty much matches my skin the best. This is what I used to set my face, and it works fine, but you know, it's still kind of red. The L'Oreal powder that I've been using in past videos with blonde was super red. This one is still more red, so I'm still on the hunt. So if you guys know of a powder, or if you know somebody on YouTube who does great tutorials and they have a suggestion, point me in the right direction, because I'm still on the hunt for the perfect powder. But anyways, that's about it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure that you check out Westkiss. They have some bomb hair. You guys know I work with them very often. Almost every month you see a video from them, just because I absolutely love their hair. So make sure you check them out. I have all the information on this hair list in the description bar. And as always, I'm gonna see you tomorrow.